Greetings and welcome to Chant Day. Welcome to Chant Day. We are here on a rainy day. You gotta look and see what it looks like outside. It is very rainy. Yeah, very rainy. Yep. So as we are here today, I want to read something that I posted on Facebook. Uh, on Facebook, as it relates to uh, my personal struggles. And these personal struggles are a direct result of a person's decisions and impact on my life. So it's always someone else that you trust that ends up hurting you. So I'm going to read it, and let me find it first. Let's see, where is it? Okay, here it is. So it's called Don't Split the Pole. That's the title of this. It's called Don't Split the Pole. It's a question mark. Don't split the pole. So, here is my authentic self, as authentic as I can be. Okay? Sit, have some hot tea, and read at your leisure time. And listen at your leisure time. Right? Listen at your leisure time. So in January 2018, I met my ex, and she asked me to marry her. Everyone was skeptical, except for me. I was trusting and giving. After I gave and gave, I began to realize that I was being used for what I could give, because when we first met, she not only asked me to marry her, she asked me to help her get a car. And I did. I helped her get her resume right to get the job she has now. Then her older sister passed away in 2018, the same year we met and got engaged. The same year I began my job at the public library where I'm from in the Virgin Islands on St. John. That same year, my life got turned upside down and inside out. Unbeknownst to me, I was becoming a sugar mama, an open ATM machine for someone else's needs and not my own. I kept holding on because of one lady, her mother. Mama Trice is what I called her. She always looked out for me while I was finishing graduate school. As I studied, she would tell her daughter, "Turn off that TV. The girl trying to sleep or study." I love her so much that I created a scholarship in her name to help children and families during the summer enrolled in my workshop. Sadly, in 2019, Mama Trice passed away and left me alone with no more advocate except for her sister, whom I affectionately still today call Aunt Helen. I decided to begin my own business in honor of my ancestors who have given me so much. And in 2019, Niga's Education World Specialist was created. While in graduate school. In 2020, I graduated with 2 degrees, a PhD and a library science degree during The pandemic with a broken left arm in a sling I got in 2019 from passing out while walking across the parking lot mourning the passing of Mama Trice. And my arm was broken. I was typing with like this. Anyway, in 2021, I began my summer workshop in the Virgin Islands while trying to find a job in the career I went to school for. In 2022, I was a visiting professor at Alabama A&M and was honored to take the position after completing a second year of summer workshop on St. John. In November 2022, I took a position in St. John with the Department of Education. And in December 2022, I decided to end my engagement / relationship because I was tired of being unhappy, pouring so much into a person and not having or receiving reciprocity pouring into me. However, we still remained together, or so I thought. I felt I was being taken for granted, and frankly, I was being used. In 2023, February, my oldest son passed away, and I was offered a position in August as an assistant professor tenure track at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, where I currently teach child development for the Human Ecology Department at the School of Agriculture and Natural Sciences. And I love it. Now I am no longer giving as I once did because I felt taken for granted, you know. In 2024, my research was selected to be presented at the Texas Association for Education of Young Children in Austin, Texas. It was amazing to have my partner there supporting me. However, little did I know that the relationship was about to change without me knowing. Remember, I said I ended the engagement relationship in 2022 with a letter that I wrote, and I'll read that when I get to that. So, I felt something wasn't right, so I sent a text soon thereafter. Are you seeing someone else? And the text response was, I'm not seeing someone else, but I did meet someone. But I met someone. I was crushed. I said, what? Then, no communication, no word, nothing, just ghosted me. I felt like I did not know this person as I thought I did for them to disregard me in such a way. So, I am reaching out to everyone to let you all know my experience because it may help someone else out there with the signs that this person may just want one thing: your money, your body, your credit, whatever you have. Be careful who you give your heart to because money cannot buy love. At 54 years old, I will share my story with young people and young women and men. Do not move so fast and allow money to be involved because I am in debt because of this person and my credit has to be repaired because of this person. Sometimes men can take advantage of women and vice versa. LGBTQ nation or any other nation. Be honest with people because when you don't, you will get someone that will do you the same thing. Take it from someone who has gone through some things. My mistake was giving instead of teaching how to get something. In other words, it is always best to teach someone how to buy something, how to purchase something instead of giving them that something, because then they will appreciate that something more and want to keep that something. So this is what I posted, and people, made some comments and, thanking God that I recognize the behavior. Some people say they know exactly how I feel. Some people say, thanks for sharing my story. It's important. I'm not a victim. I am a survivor of neglect, disrespect, disregard. I'm a victim of that. So, I wanted to start the psalm off by reading that because let's see, it is, excuse me, it is very important that we share information that could help each other. That's how I feel. And it may, I am not expressing this to make someone look bad or for someone to, you know, be victimized. That's not what this is. It's about looking at yourself in light of everything that is happening around you and looking inward. So, let me see. Nope. So I wanted to start with that because to me that is important. That's part of, and I wanted to read, let me see if I can find it in my archives. Let's see. Shh. Shush. So let's start with the psalm. The psalm today is actually beautiful. It's 52. It's talking about the steadfast love of righteousness that endures. The steadfast love of righteousness endures. So even though you may be faced with folks that are not honest and forthcoming, you have to remember and always know that the steadfast love of the Most High is foremost and first. So, I'm trying to find something. Shh. This dog of mine is here roofing. Okay. No, that's not it. Oh. Respect. Okay, here is archives. Okay. This is what I also posted. It's called Have You Ever Been Cheated On? Have you ever been cheated on? Well, I have. And yes, I am sharing it here because this may help someone out there who's dealing with the hurt from a cheater. Why do people cheat? Long distance, selfishness, many reasons people cheat on their partner, mate, husband, or wife. Cheater C is her name and cheating was her game. Cheating was an excuse to justify the need. Cheating became a way out instead of communicating. Cheating is denied because it is easier to blame the one who was cheated on instead of admitting you cheated. Cheating is an immature behavior that shows the depth and level of childhood trauma. Cheating deserves forgiveness, and forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for the one being cheated on. So why do people cheat? I posted that. And people cheat for lots of reasons because they're suffering from some kind of trauma. It's some kind of trauma in their life that they are suffering from and they haven't addressed or dealt with. So that's where that comes from. And I posted that on July 20th, and I tagged the person who cheated on me, and they apparently deleted that, because it's hard to face what you've done. It's very hard to face what you've done to someone. You don't want to face that. So it's best to hide and best to not address it, or say that it's negative and you don't want to feed into that negative energy. So we look at how important communication is. I even started Carla's Communication Corner while in the relationship as a way of teaching about communication and how important it is to communicate with your partner. And so I've tried lots of things to enlighten, and it just, people are just people. They're just who they are, and they're not going to be what you want them to be. It's just, that's just how it is. So you have to love from a distance, and you have to send light and positivity. So in this psalm today, we're looking at the endurance of the steadfast love of righteousness, because that steadfast love, is righteousness, mercy, love, and kindness. And this is a psalm to the choir master. It's a maskil of David when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul, David has come to the house of Ahimelech. So this Psalm 52, it is 9 verses, and it starts off with, why do you boast of evil, O mighty man? Mighty man or mighty woman, why do you boast of evil? So this is what I've been making. Yes. So why do you boast of evil? Why is that happening? You know, why is there a boast to do wrongness? Why is that something that gives people, or gives them the idea that they are powerfully entitled? So verse 1 asks a question, and then the steadfast love of righteousness endures all the day. So even though wrongness may come at you, people may lie, people may they may not be willing to tell you the truth because they feel the truth may hurt, but I rather the truth now than hurt later with a lie. So that is really important, because that steadfast love of righteousness endures all the day. Even though wrongness may be coming at you, people may be disrespectful. You know, my dad passed away, and my ex, her new girlfriend, is texting me, is sending me text messages from her phone, talking about sending good vibes and prayers to you because what you've been doing and saying, posting on social media and telling your all caps, your truth is wrong. How can it be wrong telling your truth? Huh? How can it be wrong telling your truth? It's wrong because this person doesn't want to realize that my ex did this and can do it to her too. So Nobody wants to hear what I have to say and my side of what's going on. So, and she texts from this phone, what is it, 737-800-8118. So I'm going to repeat the number, 737-800-8118. And this was yesterday at 4:51 p.m. I'm grieving from my dad, and this is what came in. And then she says, but God knows you're hurting, and so do we. So if you know I'm hurting, why are you sending me this message? We are genuinely sad for you and hope you find healing sooner than later. I am finding healing every day. Every day I am healing because I know that God has removed certain people from around me. So I'm glad. My dad said that. He said, be glad that she found someone else. Be glad, because then that is not going to be your headache anymore, dealing with someone who cannot communicate or who hasn't gone to therapy to deal with their childhood trauma. When you have been molested as a child by a family member, and I'm not calling any names, who was that or what, that is a hard thing to deal with in your next relationships or relationships period, because you're going to get triggered by something from the childhood trauma if you haven't addressed or dealt with it. So I am healed. Okay, I am healed because this person is removed from my space. I'm healed because of that. That person showed me who they are by their behavior and your actions. Your behavior creates your destiny. How you behave and how you treat people is how you're going to end up. Especially people who have not done you wrong, who have tried to help you and tried to love you, and this is what you've done. So I responded to her and I said, please remove me as a co-signer and please return funds that were due that needs to be paid, because I'm owed over $5,000 from my ex. Okay. Thank you and have a blessed day. And then I said, I will tell my story and my truth will be told. You only know one side, but I will share my side. So I said that. And then I said, what you posted on social media, on your Facebook, talking about your partner's ex, please, you don't know anything about your partner's ex, so stop it. I am no sweetheart to you, ma'am, so please stop being insecure and love my ex. Just love her. Why you got to be insecure with what I post on social media? Who feels it knows it? So, and then I said, I am happy for both of you because now I'm free from the shackles of financial sucking of my resources. Now she has you to do that with, and let her know that the apartment that I and her were in needs to be paid, and she promised to pay her half. So this isn't about me being emotionally distressed. It's about business. Thank you, ma'am. I would love to meet you one day because you look beautiful. And then then she says, and you're definitely emotionally distressed, sweetheart. Keep it real with yourself. Your posts on Facebook are an obvious sign of emotional distress. I beg to differ with that. Then I said, okay, and I said her name because I have sources and I found out her name. Starts with a K. Your opinion of me, this is what I said, your opinion of me is worth nothing to me, so keep it to yourself. I'm as real as they get, and I will always keep it 100. No distressed hair after other than being used and cheated on and also lied to. However, I will rise from this as I have been while I was with this person. And then I said to her, you are so disrespectful while I am grieving from my dad. But guess what? What goes around will always come right to where it began. And my dad is watching over me and will make sure that I am all right. And then I said, what did I say? I would not wish anyone to see their dad dead on the floor in front of them. I wouldn't wish that on you, on anyone, so stop being disrespectful. People who speak the truth is always made out to be emotionally distressed or crazy or something nefarious. However, I am fully in my right mind, and I know when I've been cheated on, lied to, taking for granted, used for my credit and my resources. I'm not stupid. And then she texts me, I need a therapist. And I said, I have one. I have a therapist, and they told me to air it all out. Let it all out. Get it out of my system. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting it out of my system. And my therapist is amazing. My therapist helped me while I was dealing with my ex's gambling problems and alcohol addictions and money problems. And then she says, you're telling me way too much. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I said, you are telling me way too much. That has nothing to do with me either. So let's look at ourselves here. We're adults. Where you're professional and so am I. She says, okay, well, good luck. Bay said, stop feeding into this negative energy. You see who's calling energy negative when she's the one bringing it to me? So, yes, tell Bay she's right. And tell Bay she has to pay my money that she said she would pay. So tell Bay. And I don't deal with Lucifer and luck. So I rebuke Satan and Lucifer and luck. That's where that word comes from, and I don't deal with those words. I sent love. I send love, light, respect, compassion, mercy, kindness, righteousness, and all the long suffering of Jesus Christ to both of you, my ex and her new thing. I send that to both of you. Where am I? Now and for all time to come, may you both live in truth and harmony. I always ask God to send my ex someone because she was not mature enough for me. Please be mature for her. Please show her how to communicate her feelings. Teach her how to overcome her childhood trauma. I love you both. Call me. Text me anytime you have some good words to share about my grief of my dad and my family during this time. Other than that, please do not text me about what I post on social media. So that's what this was yesterday. This was yesterday. This is happening. So it's in total reference to the fact that I posted about a cheater. And that is real. Cheaters are real. This is what they do. They try to make it seem like they did not cheat. But when you don't communicate and you go off with someone else, that is called cheating. You are being deceptive. You are being unfaithful. And you're really disregarding the person's sense of disregarding the person. So I'm gonna tell my story. I'm gonna shout it from the top of the rooftops and let everybody know that this has happened to me. And everybody should be careful when they're dealing with relationships. Don't let money or someone ask you for money when you just began a relationship. That shouldn't be the case. So anyway, I learned my lesson. I was kind and giving, and I learned my lesson. So in verse 2, this is what the evil are boasting. Their tongue plots destruction as a, sharp razor, worker of lies. Loving evil more than good, and lying more than speaking what is right. Sound familiar? Selah. The evil who are boasting they love all words that devour, a deceitful tongue. So I don't use the word luck. My ex's new thing said good luck. That is Lucifer, okay? That's Lucifer in disguise, crouched in the language, in the English language. So I don't deal with that. And this is what people deal with who boast of evil. They are using their tongue as a sharp razor, working deceit, working lies. And they love lies more than speaking what is right, Selah. This is what happened to me. I was lied to. I was cheated on and lied to. I have always been honest with anybody I was with, especially in this previous relationship. I've always been honest. And this person was not honest. Instead of telling me, let's meet other people, as I told her one time, she said no. She doesn't want to meet other people. She wants me. So I said, okay, well, you have to change. You have to change some things. And it never changed. It stayed the same. I was still being a sugar mama and not being valued for my worth. So this is what the deceitful tongue. They love words that devour, and they're deceitful. They're deceitful tongue. But God will break down for all time to come and will snatch and tear ones from their tent and will uproot them from the land of the living, Selah. I don't wish that on anyone. But when you tell lies, when you deceive, when you are telling, using your tongue to plot destruction and want to see somebody downfall, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. This is what's going to happen. You're going to be snatched and torn from your tent, from your home, from wherever, and you're going to be uprooted from the land of the living. You will not be in the land of the living. I don't know what land you're going to be in, but it's not going to be the living. And this is what's going to happen. So be careful with your words. Be careful how you use your words, and be careful to whom you use them with. Because people don't realize who I am, and they don't realize that until they it's kind of too late and they have done me wrong, and now they're in a bad situation. So always try to err on the side of truth and kindness, because that is what is going to set you completely free. And that is what's going to set you free. Being on the side of truth and kindness. Okay? So the righteous is going to see, and they're going to be afraid when they see stuff happening to people. And they're going to laugh, speaking, see, the one who would not make righteousness their safety, compassion and mercy their safety, but want to disrespect somebody who is grieving for their dad. This is what they want to do. They want to disrespect somebody that's grieving for their dad. And they are going to, because they don't make mercy and compassion and righteousness their safety, they are going on their own understanding and creating their own opinions based on what they think that they know. So the righteous is going to see and be afraid, and is going to laugh, speaking, see, who would not make mercy and compassion their safety, but trusting in the abundance of their riches. That's what people are trusting in, their wealth and their money and their riches. So when you see that happening, this is what happens. This is what people were trusting in when they got together with me and used me for my riches. Used me for my riches. So, and they're seeking after safety in their own destruction. So, trusting in their own abundance of their riches and seeking safety in their own destruction. Yeah, this is what's going to happen. So, people are not perfect, and they shouldn't try to make themselves out to be. I'm not perfect. I made mistakes. I made a big mistake helping someone who was not helping me. And in verse 8, I am as a green olive tree in the house of righteousness. I trust in the steadfast love of righteousness for all time to come. I will give thanks to righteousness for all time to come, because righteousness has done it. Righteousness has done it. And I will wait for righteousness. I will wait for righteousness, for righteousness is good in the presence of goodness and mercy and love and kindness. So this is what I've done so far with this little activity here. This is what I made, everybody. Yep. Selah and Selah again. That is the psalm for today. Psalm 52. That's the psalm for today, 52. Beautiful psalm. Beautiful psalm. Psalm 52. Love it. So, as we proceed, I wanted to share the verse today, and it's coming from Matthew chapter 16, verse 15 to 16. But what about you? He asked. Who do you say I am? Simon Peter answered, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. So we see that God is not dead, that God is living. And what that means is righteousness. So when we define God, Lord, and Jesus, we're looking at righteousness, mercy, compassion, long suffering, all of that. And people seem to forget that. They call on these names, but they forget what they mean. When you call on the name of Jesus, you're calling on long suffering. That means that you are going to be okay, irregardless of the challenges you may face, the insecurities you may feel, etc. You're going to be okay. So that is what Jesus is. It's that long suffering. And people seem to forget that, or they seem to not know deeply what that is. They're just going on the name. Oh, in Jesus' name, and that's the highest name. Okay, what does that mean? What does it mean? It means that you stop being a liar. It means that you are long suffering. It means that you stick with something. It means that you are honest. You have integrity. It means that you communicate your feelings. That's what it means. So when people talk about, religion, and they talk about, God, Lord, and Jesus, I have to question sometimes, what is it that you are actually serving? Because if you're serving God, you would be merciful. You would have mercy on someone who was cheated on, who was lied to, who was used and abused financially. You would not be disrespectful, especially they've lost their dad. They've seen their dad right in front of them, not responsive. Where is the compassion? Where is the mercy? It's lacking. It's lacking. So, go ahead. Folks can feel what they feel, but I have been cheated on because there was no communication. If I was communicated to, look, I think we should see other people. This ain't working. This long distance. You're always away. I need someone here, and da 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 da. Tell me that ahead of time, before Then you go out there and have your meeting with someone. But don't do that when you're still in a relationship. That's called cheating. Let's don't get it twisted. So this is the post that I posted July 20th. You know, have you ever been cheated on? Okay. Yeah, have you ever been cheated on? And let's see. So let's see. We have the word of the day. Let's go to that. Let's go to the word of the day. And the word of the day today is healing. Ah! Oh my goodness. Didn't I just read this person's text and said to me that they're what? Oh, we are genuinely sad for you and hope you find healing sooner than later. And I have received healing, because the word today is healing. Divine love is healing I and I now. Divine love is healing I and I now. So no matter how my healing needs may manifest, I recognize them as calls from my body and mind to return an awareness of righteous fullness. So healing is the word today. Healing is the word today. As I seek healing, I focus my attention away from what might feel wrong to what is always right. So that's why I had to get out of my system, and my therapist said that, get it out and then leave it there. Don't go back in it again. So I've let it out. I talked my truth. This is how I felt. I felt like I was cheated on. And this is a real feeling. It's not some made up feeling. It's a real feeling that I was cheated on. And I am accepting the healing, because I'm not going to go into what feels wrong. I'm going to go to what is always righteous. The power and presence of righteousness within I speak words of affirmation that encourage my healing. I repeat, I am divinely blessed. I am healed. I am divinely blessed. I am healed. Repeat those words over and over and over again every time you rise up from your rest. I am divinely blessed. I am healed. Then I give thanks for the fullness that is always mine to claim. So placing my attention on my fullness also keeps me positive about whatever I may be called to face. I am no longer discouraged by my health challenges. Standing firm in righteousness, they are health challenges or conditions or situations that affect my human experience and are not the enduring truth of who I am. So I love this because it speaks volumes in terms of how the idea of positivity looks into your life. Okay, so this divine healing, I love that, because I'm gonna have to post this. Divine divine love is healing me now. And this is supported from Luke chapter 8, verse 48. Okay. So, Luke chapter 8, verse 48, he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in love." So I have faith, strong faith, and that has made my healing happen. Because of the strong faith I have, that my healing is happening. So I am thankful. Let me post these so everyone can see. These messages. Okay, that what I did was I went ahead and I posted the text messages that were sent to me yesterday from this person. Their number again, 737-800-8118. Disrupting my grieving process, very disruptive and disrespectful. Um, and people need to see this, okay? People need to see what I'm dealing with and what I'm going through. Um, so when we talk about divine love is healing as the word today, this is part of my healing, is expressing um, these situations so that the healing is happening. So here it comes. And I want everybody out there to know I'm fine and I'm not emotionally distressed. I'm just emotionally going through with my dad's sudden passing. That is what I'm dealing with. This other stuff is irrelevant. Okay? It's irrelevant. I'm gonna call it relationship woes. Relationship woes. Relationship reactions or relationship reactions. Relationship corner. Relationship corner. So my ex's new partner texted me from a phone 737-800-8118 yesterday and was very disruptive and disrespectful as I am grieving. I'm posting these text messages to share with my Facebook friends what I'm having to deal with because my ex failed to communicate what she was doing and just did it. That's called cheating. So now this person is threatened by my truth. My response is in green. And you know, go to my Facebook page, Carla M. Sewer, and you'll see that there. I want to thank you for joining Chant a Psalm a day. I look forward to chanting a psalm again every day as we outro with Steel Pulse. Chant a psalm a day. Have a blessed day, everyone. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in the sight of what is right. Give thanks, and give thanks. Thank you to my therapists out there. You know who you are, for giving me the tools I need in order to release the hurt and the pain. And these tools are an important part of that healing. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, everyone.